Hi, everybody. This is Dan Padavona, the author of Storeberry and the Dark Vanishing series. Thank you to everybody for their tremendous support over the last few years, and also thank you to everybody on my Facebook page who gave kind comments on my last reading on this YouTube channel of Crawl Space, an excerpt which I put together over the last several months. I want to do something similar today. I'm going to read an excerpt from my latest novel, The Face of Midnight. And I've taken some time to pick out a passage which I think is a fun passage to read, but also is one which does not spoil the story. So if you have not read Face of Midnight yet, don't worry about this story being spoiled by this excerpt. And I hope you'll enjoy. My anxiety kicked up inside the kitchen, the same as I'd first felt when I entered G. Lynn's house. I'd broken the law again. It was easy to imagine myself in a small room with Officer Jenkins staring bullets into me, grilling me over why I was inside a foreclosed property with a runaway vagrant. What did you do to Harry Jenkins? While she swept the beam across the tiled floor, a voice whispered warnings into my ear. According to Riley, the foreclosure notice had been affixed to the door for about a year. I expected the door to be dusty, yet it looked clean. Did the bank periodically send a crew to tidy things up for prospective buyers? I had no idea how the process worked. The light pulled cherry wood cabinets out of the dark, their reds dulled by age. Laminate counters bordered a long antique farmhouse sink with double basins. The counters ended at a gas stove with 4 burners. Bloody leaks trekked out from under a hulking refrigerator in the opposite corner. "This is the house you think we should stay in?" Becca asked. Fear awaited her words. A black rotary phone hung over the counter. I put the receiver to my ear and jiggled the hang-up. It had a dial tone, but when I tried to dial the number to my cell phone, all I got was an annoying beep. "Tone but no service," I said. "Is that normal?" "It is. The phone company allows limited service to inactive lines. I could call 911 in an emergency, but I couldn't call a friend." "I never knew that." Across the room stood an unpainted, weathered door with gouges cut into the wood, as though something with claws had gone at it. The cellar. If the door was any indication of the cellar's condition, I hoped to hell Becca wouldn't insist on sleeping in the basement again. I thought about the huge spiderweb off the porch and what was crawling around in the cellar. I started to worry when Becca pulled open the door. Locked. "Who locks a basement?" I asked. "Someone who doesn't expect a prowler with a lockpick." She patted her pocket. "We'll check it out later." "I'm not sleeping down there." She shot me an ironic smile. "I may be careful, but I don't sleep in filth. I'd sooner freeze in the forest than sleep in that basement." A small den with 1970s-style wood paneling stood off the kitchen. A corner door gave entry to a dirty half-bath. I found a brown couch with stuffing worming out through cushion holes. Scratching came from inside the walls, probably the same rats that chewed those holes. A small television sat on a desk across from the sofa. A DVD player was attached to the television, and discs were stacked on the desk. I figured the previous owner had left in haste. What else had he left behind? I thumbed my way through the DVDs, counting them as I went. I write this because it's important, though I didn't think it at the time. I counted 12 DVDs in the stack. 12, not an unlucky 13. I'm a fallible human who makes mistakes, and maybe I miscounted. But I don't think I did. I'm superstitious and would have noticed if the stack contained exactly 13 unlabeled DVDs. I hoped I'd recognize a movie and give myself an escape from reality of always being on the run. It's amazing how binding total freedom can be. Cool. Maybe we could watch a movie later. When I turned around, Becca was gone. I saw the light sweeping down the hall. I rushed to catch up to her. A long living room fronted the house. The room was unfurnished, and much like the kitchen, it wasn't as dirty as I'd anticipated. The floor was bare, slatted hardwood. A drafty picture window did little to hold back the chill. The wind rattled the glass, a sound like bones tumbling into a grave. There was a fireplace across the room with 2 unburned logs on the grates. I would have searched for matches had I thought we could burn a fire without attracting attention. From this high up, the smoke plume would be visible for miles. "I'll check upstairs," she said. "Not without me, you won't." I might have said it because I wanted to keep her safe. The truth was, the old house unsettled me. I didn't wish to be alone any more than I wanted her venturing into the dark by herself. Becca led the way up the staircase. Her flashlight beam swept twin arcs from banister to wall and from the top landing down. The planks felt solid. I didn't like the way the banister wiggled. The hallway at the top of the stairs was adorned by striped wallpaper that peeled and hung like snakes' tongues. A full bathroom sat straight ahead, with what appeared to be a closed bedroom next to it. At the end of the hall were 2 more closed bedroom doors. A dusty set of chairs led up to the attic, its door closed, and the dry stink of insulation slipping underneath the threshold. I walked into the bathroom and pulled back the shower door. A rusty blotch spread out from the drain. The porcelain was yellowed and streaked by age, making it difficult to tell if the tub was clean or dirty. I had a sickening vision of someone committing suicide in that tub, opening a vein and turning the water crimson. Maybe that's where the stain had come from. 3 more rooms to check, she said, then we can get some sleep. I'd forgotten how tired I was and yawned automatically. I put my hand out. "What's that for?" she asked. "You offering to hold my hand in the dark, Steve?" "Give me the flashlight. I'll go first this time." She shrugged. "Fine with me, but it's your ass if the monster behind the door bites your head off." "Thanks a million." The door down the hall from the bathroom opened to a bedroom. This was a room with a boarded window. Without the flashlight, I couldn't have seen a thing. Most of the glass was missing from the pane, with a few jagged points stabbing out at the room. I checked the floor for broken glass and found it clear of debris. A table lamp, useless without working electricity, sat against the wall. The shade was ripped and dented, with a cobweb draped over the top. A metal bed frame on rollers rested in the middle of the room. A mattress and box spring leaned against the opposite wall. The corner was a jumbled mess of clothes hangers, some bent or broken, and various cleaning supplies. A plastic bucket, a dry sponge, some rags, a bottle of Lysol with a cap lying a few feet away, a half-melted candle, and a box of matches. In the wall bordering the bathroom was a walk-in closet. A slatted door guarded the entrance. I heard more scratching sounds and wondered if the rats were here, too. "Ugly," she said, "but it's better than sleeping out in the cold." And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you can get The Face of Midnight online on Amazon, on Kindle, and also in paperback. And I'll see you next time.